Hello and welcome back to For Better For Worse, a podcast about love, marriage, relationships and everything that comes with it. So, hello Brian.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right, I
Yeah?
think. Yeah, I think so. It's it's payday. That's one plus.
Yep.
So
It's Friday.
yeah, it's
It's
all,
the weekend.
all of that stuff
All of
makes
the
it
above.
better. Yeah. So, if this is your first time, welcome. What we normally do at the start, say normally, this is only episode 5, but what we normally do is we like to air out any problems that we've had this week, just to start off and just, put it all to bed. So anything that has annoyed you about me this week, you're going to start with you?
Yeah.
Okay, go on then.
Right, well, as you may or may not know, listeners, we have got another podcast called Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC, and that gets released on a Monday. So Ryan was working on Monday till 10 o'clock. 6 o'clock because he finished early on Monday. And he asked me to do all the posting on the social media, which is fine, whatever. So I did all the posting of telling everyone that the episode was out, blah, 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 blah. And we got a few hours later, because it usually goes out at 6. A few hours later, we had a few messages going, have you hidden the episode from us? We can't see the episode. And I was like, what are they on about? I went onto our YouTube and it wasn't there. So,
Well, it was there. It just wasn't released.
okay, yeah, it was there, but it was uploaded and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, so, which is, Ryan didn't tell me that I had to post it. He just said, do all the posting to let everyone know that it's live. And I was like, fine, fair enough, I will do that. That's fine. So he blamed me.
That's part of it, though.
No, it's not.
It is.
At
6 o'clock, I release it and post.
Well, this is what my annoyance is, to cut a long story short. He blamed me for something that he did.
No.
Or didn't do, should I say.
Yeah, because I was working.
Well...
Look. Should we put that one to bed?
Well, do you have anything to say?
No, not at all, because I maintain it's your fault, but I am willing to put it to bed. Okay? Are we happy with that?
You're only willing to put it to bed because you know that you're wrong.
No, not at all.
Yes.
No, not at all.
Yes.
I'll always...
Who's in the wrong, listeners?
Is
Ryan in the wrong or is Sean in the wrong?
Sean's in the wrong. Right, okay, mine. Okay, so last week we did money, didn't we? And when I start talking about this, you knew it annoyed me at the time. You could tell, because I have a face, and you just knew it annoyed me. So we put a lot of money into savings, don't we? We're quite savings heavy as a couple. We like to plan forward on all the things that we do.
Yeah.
So we could live our life a lot more comfortably, couldn't we? And by comfortably, I think I mean frivolously.
Yeah.
Rather than comfortably. Because
how I like to live my life.
Yeah, because we are comfortable, but I think we could definitely have more cash on the hip, shall we call it, couldn't we? But we do put a lot of money into savings, don't we? Because we like to plan ahead and all that sort of stuff. And then the other week, our son had an own clothes day. And see, I know, I told you you'd know. An own clothes day in school.
Even before you mentioned the non-uniform, I knew you were going to bring this up.
So then it was like, and Sharon goes... our son's not bothered by designer clothes or anything like that. He's only 11, but Sharon goes, look, he's in secondary school now. I'm not sure what you call that in America for the American listeners, but we have primary up until like 10, and then 11 onwards is secondary until you
11 to 15 is secondary school.
So he's in secondary school now. We know how mean kids can be about, because he's not bothered. So he wears like...
He doesn't dress like a tramp.
No, he doesn't. But he just wears like, he's fine with like Primark jogging bottoms and whatever. He's not fussed. So, but Sharon goes, look, he's in high school. I'd like to get him some nice jogging bottoms. He can wear a football shirt and stuff. So, I'd like to get him some nice jogging bottoms. we had a look at the money and we went, yeah, that's fine. So then Shan goes off and she goes to get him some jogging bottoms. And then she comes back and she spent 53 quid. And I thought, that's mental. What's gone on there? I'm not sure in my head I was that calm at the time because, like I say, we have weekly budgets and stuff like that. And Shan's gone bang 53 quid.
The week's budget.
Yeah, and then I've gone. It's not the week's budget, but it was
No.
like it's a decent chunk of it. And I was like, what have you done? And then what you said about what annoyed you about what I annoyed you about me,
Yeah.
you did the exact same thing. You tried to blame me for you spending 53 quid, right? You went, well, should have come with us, shouldn't you? Like you're a dog that I have to muzzle when you're in public. And it was just
actually, when we were there, because Alfie was obviously with me, because he, when he does choose clothes, he is very fussy. But I said to him, do you like this? Do you like this? And he said, yeah. So I said, right, okay, do you want it in the black? Yes. And so it was a decent make.
Yeah, it's nice.
It
is nice.
It is a really nice tracksuit. It's the jacket as well. It wasn't.
Yeah, but
53 quid for bottoms.
No, it wasn't. But that's the point. You went for bottoms, and you come back with bottoms. Yeah, but I know.
The intention I had was
the lack of understanding of a budget is mind-boggling.
He's our son.
If you were on your own, my God, you'd be desolate, woman.
I would.
Yeah, you would.
I'm not ashamed to admit that.
Yeah, you would. Anyway, let's move on. Put both of them to bed. Let's move on. To be honest, sometimes it feels like dredging it up because I'd already put it to bed. I'd moved on. But then I have to now bring it up for the podcast.
You don't have to.
I do. Yeah,
I do.
People, yeah, we do.
You don't.
Before we get into this week, we're getting people getting in touch now.
We have. It's exciting, this.
It is, and I like it. On our other podcast, we get lots of people getting in touch, and we really enjoy it. And so, yeah, this is nice to start getting people getting in touch. So anyway, we're going to use initials for this.
Sorry, I'm just trying to put my sock back on.
We're going to use initials for this one.
Yes, they said we could use their initials.
Didn't want their full name.
But didn't want to be anonymous
Also didn't want to be anonymous, no. So this is DT. DT. Okay. Fair play to you both. Very funny episodes. Keep them coming. You two are so like me and the missus. Got to have the banter. He's got a question. Should we invite the in-laws for Christmas dinner? They do bring decent alcohol when they visit, so it'll save me buying.
Well, I don't think we're the ones to act, because we literally, since we've mentioned it on another one of our another episode about us, we go to my parents every single year.
Yeah, and
apart from obviously COVID, which we weren't allowed to.
And my parents.
Yeah, we
come
all get
along
together
as well, so we're all together.
And
weirdly, we're not doing that this year.
No,
but we'll talk about it in our Christmas episode. But
my mum and dad get decent alcohol. I think. Do you know what? Funny story. Quickly. My dad tries to get you to drink Jack Daniels every year, doesn't he?
He stopped now. He did it for a few years. He kept on going, try this Jack Daniels. and I kept on going, I don't like Jack Daniels. And then he was going, but this is a Jack Daniels with cinnamon in it. And I was like, okay.
That's even worse.
And then I tried it and I was like, yeah, I don't like Jack Daniels. Then he goes, and then it's like, oh, do you want to try a honey Jack Daniels? And it's like, no, I don't want to try it. It goes, go on, I've poured it now, try that. And it's like, I just hate Jack Daniels.
Yeah, so the drinks that he poured Ryan, he drank himself, and I think he was drunk by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah. To answer your question, I nearly said their name again, DT. I think it depends, because Christmas, for me, I always think it's a bit of a trade-off, Christmas, because I think some people want to be in massive groups of family. Some people want to be in smaller pockets of family. And I think, when you're in a big, medium sort of size family, I think someone's always trading off, aren't they? Going, like, I think kids trade off. at Christmas because they don't really get a say. They get all their nice presents, then they go, "You can't play with them now. We're going out."
Yes,
and
but
then,
they get presents when they go to
I
their
know, but I'm sure
grandparents.
they would more than happy just sit on the floor and just play with their stuff. So everyone's trading up. I think DT. It depends if you like them or not. And I think that's the question here.
Or how much alcohol do they actually bring for you to get so drunk it doesn't matter whether
It
they're
doesn't
there
matter
or
who's
not?
there. Yeah, maybe that's a thing. It's that's the trade off for me. But if they're bringing the expensive stuff, they're bringing a really nice, malt whiskey or something, and you like that sort of
Well, you
thing.
don't like whiskey.
I do like whiskey.
Well, that's what Jack Daniels is, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's different. I don't like that one.
Right, okay.
But
Weirdo.
if they're bringing something really good, but if they're turning up with a bottle of White Lightning, I'd probably say don't bother.
2020, is that a thing? 2020?
That used to be a thing when we were kids. I'm not sure it's still a thing now, but yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I
But
don't even know if White Lightning's a thing anymore.
probably.
Maybe.
Now you can get beer cheap these days, can't you?
Yeah, so I would say that is up to how much you like them. I would say. Maybe.
Agreed.
I'd say
Yeah,
so.
I quite like my in-laws, so
He mentioned something else. He did say when it's birthday or Christmas, or surprise weekends away, I just throw it on the credit card until statement arrives and then pay it off, so she doesn't know the exact cost, which is a really good point actually, because we talked about not being able to buy stuff, but that's a really good idea. And she does all the sums each month, spreadsheet guru. I couldn't tell you how much the direct debits are. Happy wife, happy life.
I'm sure you've missed something out there.
Yeah, I have missed something out. I'm keeping some of it back.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. God, you don't throw
It's
it
not your
all
first
out there at
rodeo,
once.
this is
It's not
it.
my first rodeo, no. What if we get no one getting in touch? We've got something for next week then, haven't we? We got someone else getting in touch, Impressive Tony, which is a great name. He said, I'm loving these podcasts. Regarding Tallulah, who was Psycho Bitch from last week.
Mental bitch, you call
Mental
her.
bitch, yes, sorry. Just my 2 cents/pence. If you're sneaking around, breaking into your partner's phone to see what they're up to, that's a betrayal of trust. So a big red flag there. And if you have significant reason to not trust your partner so much that it's driven you to do that kind of thing, maybe you're not a healthy, they're not a healthy partner for you, or they're not a healthy partner for the other one either. Either way, it's a bad sign. Also, I feel like we all need the official Ryan budgeting guidelines or spreadsheets.
Should write a book.
That sounds like the most boring book in the world, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's a helpful book.
Ryan's
though.
Big Book of Spreadsheets. Oh, yes.
No, Ryan's Big Book of Budgeting.
That's a better title. Why didn't I say that?
See, this is why you're married to me, because I just come up with better stuff.
Yes, you do.
I do.
You do. Well done. Anyway, this week's episode,
Romance.
we're going to talk about romance.
No. Stop doing that because Poppy doesn't like that.
She doesn't. The dog doesn't like that.
She doesn't.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about romance this week. Yeah.
That sounded really creepy.
It did, didn't I? Did I go a bit Barry
Yeah.
White? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the midnight hour. Yeah, so we're going to talk about romance. So, best place to start. Well, romance. What is romance to you? What do you think of when you think of romance?
Well, I like material things, right?
You hid that well for the last 13 years. But
Yeah, I
go on.
have, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to put myself out there.
No.
No, I do like material things, but when it comes to our relationship, for like birthdays and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I would rather us do something fun rather than you buy me a dead expensive necklace or a dead expensive ring, or do you know what I mean?
You're not, because you're not into flowers, are you? You used to be, and then you said stop buying me these because they die.
Well, yeah, because we don't have like we don't have a vase. We literally put them into a pint glass.
Yeah, we did, but then I fashioned a vase, didn't I? but that was out of an old plastic bottle.
Yeah.
But
So
I
yeah,
have bought you flowers in the
you
past.
have. You've sent flowers to my workplace.
Yes.
Yes.
It felt like, but I don't do that anymore because you don't seem that arsed about flowers anymore. So
No,
I don't really
I'm not really
bother.
bothered. And the fact that we have to hide them when your mum and dad come round
Yeah,
because
because
your mum's
my
allergic.
mum's allergic to
It just
flowers.
seems
So
like a bit of faff for some flowers that are going to last a few days. And let's face it, we kill things. Plants, I mean.
yeah,
Plants and
we're not
flowers.
great. We're not great with living
No.
things.
So we
It's
have we
amazing our son's made it to 11, to be honest. But we're not great with living things. No.
no, yeah,
But we do
he's
have. I mean,
self-sufficient now.
dog. The dog's good.
Yeah, she's
Our
alive.
son's good.
Yeah, it's just plant-based things that we're not
Yeah,
very
I'd
good
say
at.
so. I'd
Yeah.
say so. Yeah,
So
we're
yeah,
not.
no, not a massive fan of flowers anymore.
No.
No.
Another thing. When you say, when people say flowers, first thing that comes to mind for me is always Valentine's Day. That's when, when you think of romance and you think of flowers, you always think of Valentine's Day. But we think Valentine's Day, how can I put it? We think it's a load of shite, really, don't we?
Yeah, not massive Valentine's Days fans.
Did
If
we, did when we started going out,
once
did we do it?
yeah, because your mum and dad owned a shop, didn't they? And they did
Yeah,
balloons.
so my mum was a florist for years and
Yeah,
years and years, and just out of the blue, she developed an allergy to flowers after working with them for years, and
it's a thing apparently.
yeah, well, obviously
Well,
it's a
obviously
thing,
it
yeah,
is. Yeah,
and she was on like the news all around the world and stuff. When she was on like CNN and all that sort of stuff. Do you remember all them?
I
Anyway,
think.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, um. So yeah, you were saying my mum owned a
Yeah, so
shop
your
with
mum and dad owned a
balloons.
shop where they sold balloons and stuff. And so I think, yeah, I was at work and you had it all did I don't know, were you in work at that point or were you off? Or were you out on a job or something? Because you used to go and visit customers and stuff, didn't you? So
I don't know.
anyway, so yeah, so I had this. It was all obviously fake because
Yeah, so the shop sort of evolved, didn't it, from a
into like
florist into artificial flowers and
yeah,
balloons, and my dad trained as like a balloon arch maker and all that sort of stuff.
classy stuff,
Yeah.
not the
Oh yeah,
cheap
yeah,
crap you
decent,
get down the market.
proper
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
decent. Yeah,
They
yeah,
did all our balloons for our wedding, didn't
yeah. They
they?
did. Yeah.
So yeah, so I think there was there was flowers involved. I think there was a balloon. There was a balloon because I'm sure I've still got that in our memory box.
I don't see. I don't remember this. I know, but I think because we've had more years where we've gone, this is crap. This isn't it? Valentine's Day, because
Mm,
we've always said we don't need a day. We don't need a day
that's
to tell
so
each other we love
cliche.
each other.
It's true though.
But we do tell each other we love each other every day, don't we?
That's the last when we get up in the morning and the last thing we do before we go to bed, we tell each other we love each other.
Yeah.
Even if we've had a Barney, which that rarely happens.
It doesn't happen a lot.
It
No.
doesn't.
So what is a romance in our relationship then? Or is it just dead now?
Yeah, dead and
Has it
buried.
gone?
No, I just think romance when you're married and obviously you've got all the when you first start dating, it's like, oh, I don't know this about him, and it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you get married and it just dies. I'm joking. No, marriage for us, I believe, is when we're just sitting at home, or we're just doing something and we make each other laugh.
There's that romance to you now.
Yeah, like
Just making
I've
each other laugh. That's the romance in
just
our
being
relationship.
together and just having a laugh. I don't, we don't, we do, we try our best to like do date nights and stuff
Oh,
like
we're
that.
shit at that. So don't tell people. Yeah, we try our best to do date night. We've had about one date night in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
We went out on Monday to an event.
Oh, we went away, didn't we? Because I got that thing for work, so we went to and we stayed in a dead posh hotel in London.
Yeah, we did. I suppose.
Where was that?
That was in June.
No, not when.
Where?
Where was because we stayed in the Intercontinental Hotel, didn't we?
Yeah, so yeah, we were right by the O2,
That
next
was
door to the
yeah.
O2 in
So where? Oh,
Greenwich.
Greenwich. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was nice. We had a little trip to
And
London.
we had a little drink looking out over Canary
We
Wharf and
did,
stuff like that.
and
And
we got loads of freebies.
that, do you think? Yeah, it was nice.
It
That
was
was. I
nice.
did enjoy that.
Sam Ryder was
And
there.
he was not in our room or
Barry from
nothing.
EastEnders.
And we yeah, that was nice. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
that. I'd say this. I keep thinking of other stuff now. We went away to Liverpool as well, didn't we? We stayed in the Hard Day's Night Hotel,
That was
the
a Christmas
Beatles
present off
Hotel,
your mum and dad,
off my
wasn't
mum and
it?
dad.
Yeah.
That was nice to get away. And then also, we went for a meal a few weeks ago.
We did when Alfie was away on his trip.
Our
Yeah.
son went away with school.
Yeah.
So we jumped on that and we went out for a meal, didn't
That
we?
was nice.
Just me and you.
So really, we're not that crap.
So do you think kids kill romance? Oh, that's I tell you what, that's an album title. If ever I heard one, Kids Kill Romance.
It's not a Barry White album, though, is it?
It's not a Barry White album.
It's not
no.
a baby making album.
No, it's not. But do you think kids kill romance? Or do you think kids are an excuse to not try and be romantic?
They can be, but I think when they get older, when they're babies, and when you put them in their bed, they stay there.
Yeah.
You can do stuff.
Yeah.
Without them like getting the worry of them getting up and
Yeah.
But as they get older, you have to wait till they're asleep.
I think, yeah, but our son doesn't go to sleep, does he? So it's like he does eventually,
goes to
he's
sleep.
very much a night owl.
He's a nightmare.
Even at this young age, he is very much stays awake, and he's a pain in the ass because he's always going, oh, he's been in bed for 2 hours, and then he'll shout down something random, going, have you seen that book? And it's like, what?
Or he comes down going,
book?
I haven't seen Poppy all day. I want to give her a hug.
Yeah.
You've been here for about 12 hours,
Yeah, I know.
mate, since you came home from school.
Have you seen that book?
Maybe not 12
and
hours.
Then you're going, what book's this? He goes, remember when I was 7, I had this book. And it's like, get to bed, you little shit. And it's like,
you don't call him a little shit to his face.
Obviously not. No, but it's sort of like, do you know what I find? When it comes to, I think romance very much is a thing it's obviously when you're on your own, isn't it? It's when you're spending time together, just the two of you. But I think that, because we get so little time on our own, I'm just happy and content when it is just me and you. When you get to that point and then you go, oh, it's just us now. But then you sort of, we're knackered then, and it's just like, oh, we'll just go to bed now. And it's, yeah, so maybe kids kill it, but I do think as well, kids are an excuse for like you not being romantic. But I think we do all right. Now and again we'll do something.
You've done some very romantic things for me though over the years.
What about our engagement?
Oh yeah.
Tell everyone about our
engagement. I was 11 months pregnant. No, I wasn't.
11 months pregnant. What are you? What are you? A fucking elephant.
Do you know why I said that? Because it was in 2011.
Yeah.
I meant it was in 2011. I wasn't 11 months pregnant.
No.
I'm not an elephant.
No.
No, I was 10.
You wasn't 10 months either, you nutter.
I was 8. No, because I gave birth when I was 8. Basically, it was December, and I gave birth in January.
You would have been 7 months pregnant.
Yes, because he was due. Yes, of course, because he was 4 weeks early.
Yes.
God, that's awful. Anyway, yeah. So I'd had a really shit day at work.
Yeah.
I'd had a row with some girl. I was really upset. Obviously, my mum and dad knew what was going to happen, so they picked me up because you said that you were waiting for the washing machine man to come.
Did I have a half day?
No,
work?
You had the whole day off.
I had the whole day off.
The whole day off.
Yeah.
So you took me to work in the morning.
Yeah.
And Alfie to nursery and what have you. Oh no, we didn't have Alfie because I was pregnant. He was.
Oh my God, you're shit at telling stories. I'm telling this story. Back off, woman.
No.
No, you're not telling it because you're crap. So I took you to work.
You
right?
did take Alfie.
I left Alfie where he was because he was in your stomach. Right? And I went home and I prepped. So I prepped. I took the whole day to
He
prep.
shaved his legs.
No, so I put
He had a bubble
rose
bath.
petals. Then I had some rose
You
petals down,
did.
and I thought, I tell you what would be really nice. We lived in a flat at the time, didn't we?
Yeah.
First floor flat. So what I did all the way,
First four fat.
first floor flat, and then
It's not what you
from
said.
the front door, I made like a path of candles,
Yeah.
right, all the way into the living room. Put some candles round round the window and round the TV. But basically, the main thing was like the pathway of candles, right? And then I was waiting for you to come home, and I was waiting for some sort of indication that you were on the way, so I could light the candles. That was a nightmare, by the way, because I didn't sort of envisage how many candles I'd actually put down.
There was a lot.
There was a lot. So anyway, I lit all the candles. They're all like little tea lights, leading down to where I was going to be. And you took ages to get back. I didn't know I can't remember what actually happened, but you took a long time to get back. Do you know what? Tea light candles, right, on their own, don't give off a lot of heat. When you've got 300 of them, Jesus Christ, I had to go into the bedroom. I had to hang out of the window because I was on fire.
He was very red when I
I
got
was
home.
scared the flat was going to burn down and I was going to kill hundreds of people in the flats around us. But you finally got home. You opened the door and then you've walked down the path of candles and
Our
rose
song was
petals.
playing.
Yeah, and then I was there, and then yeah, I played our little song, and then you walked towards me, and then I went, I've got something to say, and then you went, oh, and then you went to leave, didn't you? You went, oh, I'm just gonna go and get my stuff out of the car, and I went, no, just wait a minute, and then I got down on one knee, did it all
You
properly.
did.
Is that the most romantic thing that I've done?
Um. mm, yeah.
I have done some
You
decent
have.
stuff
You
over the
have.
years.
You have.
I mean, it was the most uncomfortable for me.
Why?
Not because I was asking you to marry me, just the heat and how long I'd been waiting, and it was just
I remember I didn't walk down the hallway. I waddled down the hallway.
yeah, because you were big,
I
weren't
was
you?
massive at that point.
Yeah,
Well, I wasn't massive, was I?
you were proper fat compared to
I
what
was.
you were 7 months before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, that's our life of romance, really.
Have I ever done anything romantic?
For me,
Yeah.
right.
No.
I'm not going to say no straight off the bat because I would say that was rude. No. Although nothing springs to mind. So nothing springs to mind.
What about your birthday you've just had? That was romantic.
I would say that was thoughtful. I wouldn't say that was romantic.
Okay.
But before we go, let's talk about gender stereotypes when it comes to romance, yeah? Because, we're of a certain age, and we grew up with our parents who are obviously from a certain generation where men were men and women were women and all that sort of stuff. And I think the gender stereotype sort of started to break down, around our parents, but more so in our sort of generation. But do you think women now still expect the men to be the romantic ones and the women to be the acceptors of the romance? Do you get what I mean? They expect the men to
receivers.
buy the flowers, the men to buy chocolate, and they just expect to receive this sort of thing. Did you think like that? Because obviously I can come up with romantic things that I've done, but you sort of struggle, and I sort of struggle remembering anything romantic that you've done.
I never have
for
any
me.
money to be romantic. That's my excuse.
Is there?
Yeah.
Do you think that the gender stereotypes are definitely there, though, aren't they? Still.
I do. I buy.
Well, I don't know about the kids these days. I don't know what their gender. I don't know what their romance is like. But I don't. But our generation, it's still very much. The man. I would say the man's expected to be the romantic instigator. The man would book you might book a table at a restaurant. You don't. If we go out for food, I do it.
Oh yes,
and I suggest it as well.
I'm socially awkward.
I suggest it. I book it. So you do nothing.
No,
What is wrong with
I'm
you?
a princess. What can I say?
But what would you do for what as a woman? What
Well, I wouldn't buy you
romantic
flowers.
what romantic thing would you do for me?
Wash the dishes.
That's what you would
I
consider
don't
as
know.
romantic.
I don't know.
No.
I'm rubbish at that
I
sort
don't
of
know
stuff.
either. So maybe I'm stuck in that gender stereotype as well. Because romance in my head is like flowers and chocolates and a bottle of champagne
Sexy
and
time.
taking her out for a meal. Eh? Steak Diane. No, I'm joking. That's from the 80s.
Steak Diane.
Oh
What the hell?
God.
I've never even heard of
I mean,
that.
it's a very 80s thing, a steak Diane. Prawn cocktail to start.
Oh,
Go on, love. Get that prawn cocktail down here. The steak to come.
I love prawn
You can
cocktail.
have a pudding as well if you like.
And
So
then sexy
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And then sexy time.
If we're not too tired after
Which-
3 courses
Yeah.
and
That's
working all day.
yeah.
Oh, well, I think that's it.
That's
Have
romance.
we covered? Have we boxed off romance? I'm sure there's stuff we could have talked about, but I think we're pretty much.
What is everybody's who listens? What are your ideas of a romantic evening?
Yeah.
What would you and if
Men and women.
yeah.
Men and women. And we want to hear. I don't want to hear.
You know what the men are gonna say though, don't you?
Yeah, we do, but I don't want to hear from couples. What I want to hear from is if you are a couple that listen, I want to hear from the man, and I want to hear from the woman. I want
Two perspectives.
yeah, from the two sides, or I want to hear from the man and the man, or the woman and the woman, whatever
relationship
relationship you have. Not being, I'm not just sticking to your, you sort of.
If you're straight, then you can contact us. If you're not, you can't. No, that's
No.
not what we are.
No,
Whoever you are, we love you all.
We
Contact us.
Yeah, we want to hear from. As I say, I don't want to hear from a couple. I want to hear it from
individually,
both sides of the coin. Send it in the same message if you can't be bothered.
And you never know, ladies and gentlemen, you may get your wish if your other half actually here's what you think is a romantic evening.
Couldn't get that out then.
I kind of lost where I was going for a minute. Yeah, I've been in training today and work, so my brain's a bit fried.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much to everyone for listening. Thank you
for showing up.
Yeah, hey, it's always a pleasure. I'm always happy to be here. Thank you to the people who got in touch. Hopefully we'll get some more people getting in touch again soon, and we'll see you again next week, guys. Oh, I can't end on that. That was awful. See you later, guys.
Love you guys.
Yeah, sorry. We will see you later. No, we won't see you later. We'll see you next week. All right, I'm going. See you later.
Bye.